why I take stock photography so seriously. Print on demand, stock photography, the blogging business that I have, all these different businesses that I'm involved in, guys, I take it very, very seriously because I see others winning at an extremely high level. Now you could see here, this account, this Adobe stock account, is the account that 3 of my virtual assistants run. And they're working on this account day in, day out. Now, there's a lot of things that you guys don't see behind the scenes. There's communication between my virtual assistants that you don't see. The work that they do on a daily basis, you don't see. The softwares they're using on a daily basis, you somewhat see. I mean, I show different softwares. For the people who don't buy the softwares or don't use them, then they don't see that. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that people watching don't see. This account, I'm going to be pulling out a payment here, a payout of $4,702.23. I'm actually going to wait till the end of the month to do it, so I like to pull it out at the end of every month. And I sometimes use those payments to pay my virtual assistants. It goes into the bank accounts, etc. And this is once again just one of my 4 Adobe stock accounts. I've said this earlier. I've said this before. Anybody who watches my videos, whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, or whatever level you are, nobody should be quitting Adobe stock, stock photography, print on demand, blogs, whatever. Nobody should be quitting. There's really no reason. In the world of stock photography, I say no less than 10,000 images uploaded if you decide to quit. So if you say, I only uploaded 25 images, I don't think this is going to work out for me, I think I want to quit, make your quitting decision after you've uploaded 10,000 images. What better do you have to do anyway? What things are you going to do that are better than stock photography? Are you going to go play video games? Are you going to go hang out with friends? I mean, all that stuff is cool. But if you're serious about making money and you don't want to treat it as a joke and you want to actually impact your life, then don't quit until you upload 10,000 images. Back to the topic of this video, why I take it seriously. Like I said, a lot of people don't see the hard work that goes into things. They simply just see the outside. Some people might say in the comments, oh, it's a lot harder when you're working for yourself. You have virtual assistants. How did I get here? You think I just woke up one day and did absolutely nothing and just snapped my fingers and hired virtual assistants? Hiring virtual assistants in and of itself is a skill. It's a task. Finding people to work for you that you could trust, creating a system and systematizing a software plan for them to use certain softwares that you have available, whether you're paying or you pay for it to be made, right? Giving them a task sheet that they have to work on every day, things that they have to accomplish, time management. There's so much effort that goes into it. And frankly, people who look at it from a outside point of view, like very, very distant point of view, they don't understand how difficult it really can become. But I look at accounts like this and I say to myself, look at this, like this account here for illustrations, okay? This account has 10,000 plus downloads. Let's go ahead and view this person's profile. I want to see this person's profile. Let's click on one of these images here, and it's generated with AI. I'm going to make a fair assumption that most of these images, if not all of them, are generated by AI. All right, so this account here, Hanasaki, right, has 10,000 plus downloads. 10,000 plus downloads made by AI, okay? This whole account, the amount of work that it takes to get this account built on Adobe stock, maybe it took a few months to get done. In a few months, you could be the individual who has an account that has over 10,000 downloads, or do the work so that you can eventually get 10,000 downloads, because time is part of the equation. I mean, I don't know how many pages this person has here, but this is another account, 10,000 plus downloads. This is another one, 25,000 plus downloads. Let's just do the math on something simple like this. If we take a very fair and low cost, very conservative, estimate for the cost here. If we do 33 cents times just 25,000 downloads, okay, just 25, because it says at least 25, so 25,000, this is 250, all right, 25,000 here, right? That's $8,250 at least that this person made, and that's assuming it's only 33 cents. It's usually somewhere in the middle between 33 cents, 66 cents, etc. It just depends on the license of the person that's doing the downloads. But you see here, an extra $8,000. For people outside of the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, this is life-changing money. This is money that could help go towards an apartment that you could purchase. This is money towards a vehicle. This is literally life-changing money for some people in other parts of the world, right? In a first world country, United States, America, whatever, this could be your rent for half a year. This could be, the grocery cost for the next year or two, right? I mean, I don't know. Everybody's life is different, so I'm not going to sit here and say, certain things, but it's not something to be played with. See, I think people don't take business seriously. Once again, it doesn't matter what it is. Print on demand, business building, blog building, e-commerce stores, even stock photography. They don't take it seriously because they don't believe that they could do it. That's really what it comes down to. They just don't believe that they can do it. If you believed with every inch of your being that you can accomplish great things, you would have already done it. That's the reality. Now, people sit here and they listen to motivation and they listen to videos on end, day in and day out, of people saying, you could do it, you're successful, and they listen to motivational quotes, and they'll be the first ones to write in comments and say, thank you, I needed this, but they don't do anything about it. They're not working day and night. They're not grinding to get to the next level. They're not pushing. They have no game plan, right? And they really don't want to achieve success based on their behavior. See, your words mean nothing. Your actions speak 100% of the volume. Think about that. Your words mean nothing. Your actions speak 100% of the volume. Have you ever had conversations with people and you listen to the way they speak and you know what they're saying is just simply not true? That's what I'm saying. Words don't really mean anything. I can sit here and I can tell you guys, you know what, guys? I'm going to be, and I want to be, the world's greatest rock climber. And maybe I've never climbed a rock a day in my life. Never. And that's my point, is that there's so many people that just simply talk, right? Just simply talk. You look at people like this, and I look at accounts like these for inspiration, and I say, okay, this account here has at least 100,000 downloads. I think, and I sit here and I say, this person, Yeti Studio, has at least 100,000 downloads. What's 100,000, right? Let's do the math. 100,000 times 0.33. And this is at a minimum, once again. You're looking at 33 grand. $33,000. This is probably this person's not only business. Now, for the people who sit here and say, how do you have 4 accounts? How do you do this? How do you do that? You got to watch my other videos. You got to watch the paid lessons. You got to watch the courses for you to learn more. I'm not going to sit here and explain everything over and over and over again. Once again, the paid lessons are there. I'm just going to shout them out here. If we go here to poddegree.com, I'll leave a link in the description. And that's HTTP, not HTTPS. Okay, HTTP, poddegree.com. I have a free lesson on how I run my stock photography business, and I have 3 paid lessons here, one for $27, $8, and $12 that teach you different parts of the business. So in terms of the creation, how I create thousands of images, watching me step-by-step do everything, and keyword optimization, all of that's there. If you want to see how I actually create AI art and different skills associated with that, there's a lesson here. The reason why these things exist is for people that want to move forward in that direction. Think of it this way. If you were a student, wouldn't you want, because you're in the class regardless, Wouldn't you want to get the highest grade possible? You would, right? Logically. I see so many people who run certain businesses that are not actually running any business. They're not. They're just wasting their time. They just do a few things here and there on a daily basis, and then they just turn off their computer screen and just move on to the next thing in their life. I think if you want extreme success, you have to be extremely dedicated and work harder than most people. Just compare yourself to all the people out there who are doing that very same business as you. So for this account that I have almost a $5,000 payout on it, I think to myself and I say, okay, I want to be in the top 1% of this platform. I want to be the top 1%. How much are these guys making? So I go to different accounts here and I look and I say, okay, you got here this account here, which is one of the top sellers, right? From April 15th to April 21st. The account is called Half Point, and they have over 1 million downloads. Now, once again, the minimum, let's just say, let's not even go with the minimum. Let's go with a conservative estimate of, let's say, 45 cents a download. Okay, because there are programs that you can, sell an item and then you get $5 for that, not an item, but an asset, $5 for it for a given period of time. Then you could get more sales on it, etc. Let's just say 45 cents, right? And that person has 1 million downloads. Then we take that million, we multiply it by the 45 cents, right? And is this 6 zeros? It is. And that's 450,000. That's 45 cents per download, guys. So when people sit there and they say, oh, you're just making pennies per sale. Well, yeah, but when you upload in scale, when you do the job in scale, look how far things go. Look how much money you can make. This person here, at the very least, could buy a house in the United States with literally just JPEGs on a screen. We're talking photos on a screen. How could I not take this business seriously? How could I not push every day? How could I not imagine a future where I'm bringing in tens of thousands of dollars every single week in a business model like this? How could I not? I'm just giving you guys a heart to heart. It's literally 3:12 a.m. I've been working all day. I work all the time. And people say, oh, you need to get out more. You need to do this more. You need to do that. Not for people who are geared towards extreme success. If you're dedicated to extreme success, you don't need to do the things that normal people do. Now, I'm not sitting here telling you how to run your life. Everybody's responsible for themselves, and I'm responsible for myself. And for me, I have a goal of extreme success. I have to do things that most people aren't willing to do. Point blank, period. Now, I took that approach back when I was 18 years old, and I sold a company a few years later. Well, it wasn't really a company. It was my business. And I hired just, kids from college with me, and I sold that brand. It was a clothing brand, and I told this story maybe about 50 to 100 times so far on this YouTube channel. I sold that business. It was my very first business when I was in college. It wasn't by luck. I didn't get lucky. Nobody sat there and said, you know what, we're just going to give this to you. It didn't happen. I had many, many sleepless nights, working each and every day, made many sacrifices. So there's really no secrets as to where, the reason you are where you are. There's no secrets to it. There's no hidden factors. There's no hidden whatever you want to call it. There's none of these things. Sorry, my brain is a little slow right now. It's been a long day. But there's none of that. Everything is very abundantly clear. If you put in a little bit of effort, most likely, with probability, they're going to get very little back. That's just the reality of life. Are there some people who put in a little bit and all of a sudden they just blow up? There are. There are some people that, that might happen too. There definitely are. But for most people, that's not the case. And I can tell you for me, everything that I've earned, I had to work extremely hard for. There was no, for me, I just got lucky. I think maybe very, very, very few times in my life can I ever say I really just got lucky. And it definitely wasn't in business. I don't look at stock photography or print on demand like business. I really don't. I look at it like a hustle that there's no cap on how hard you can work and there's no cap on how much you can earn. To me, business is much more complicated. To me, this strategy, this stock photography kind of stuff is very cut and dry, very, very easy compared to real business. I'm not trying to degrade anyone by saying that this is not real business. It's literally content factory. That's literally what you're doing. You're creating a content factory and you're creating gears in that factory to be able to take inputs, create outputs. That's all it is. Whether you're going out there and shooting photos in real life or you're using AI, that's all you're doing. That's really what it comes down to. And the person who's very good at systematizing processes is the one who gets the best results. Point blank, period. I had an offer the other day. Somebody messaged me, emailed me, and said, "Oh, can you buy my AI images? I'll sell you 5,000 for $100." And while that might seem like a good deal, for me, it's a no-go. I can't do it. Why? Because what if there's something faulty in that person's system? What if he already used those images and sold them through AI? What if somebody else had them? And what if he licensed them? Or what if there's so many things that can create a fault in the system? But if I was searching for a get-rich-quick scheme, I'd be like, yeah, sure, give it to me. And then I'll take those 5,000, upload them, and then I'll lose my account. I think the best thing I could tell you guys is that if you really want serious results, you got to take it seriously. And you got to do more work than anybody else is willing to do. I've never been one of those guys who've been extremely talented and got all the results. In fact, you guys are listening to me today are probably more intelligent, probably more talented than I ever will be. I just simply work harder, And the guys like this account here, this half point account, this guy's probably making at least $25,000 a week on Adobe stock. I don't know who this person is. I would love to look more into their account. But this person I can easily say, is making over $20,000 to $25,000 a week. I would love to learn more. I don't know who this person is, but I'd pay them $25,000 to learn what they're doing. There's no question about that. I absolutely would. And once again, everybody is willing to go to different lengths. Some people are willing to, like I said, pay $25,000 to learn what this guy is doing. Some people are, willing to put in 20 minutes of work a day. Some people are willing to put in 2 hours. Now, I get it. There's things in life that can stop you, but this is the reality of life. Let's say you're busy and you have a family and you have kids and you have this and that. That's fine. Trust me, I completely understand your position. I don't blame you. I don't judge you. Right? I completely am with you and I completely understand. But the reality is you're probably going to lose to the person who's working 10 times harder. That's just the reality. Unless you create some sort of system to where you don't have to work. Right? So for me, I knew that I was doing well working alone in this quote unquote business hustle, right? But I needed to multiply my results. That was really what I needed to do. And so I hired people, virtual assistants that can help me do that. When I was worried about how some virtual assistants were behaving, and I was worried if they would steal my work, I hired a developer to create a custom-made software that where they could log into the custom-made software, do the work, and I would just publish it all from the software to my personal accounts so that they don't have to interact with my accounts. All these things that I do, they're systems, they're processes. This person here, this half point account with over 1 million downloads, this person here probably, we're sitting here and I do the math here. It's been 2 months. I haven't done a payout yet. I think my last payout was close to 2 months ago, something like that. This person here, like I said, is probably making about 20, 25,000, maybe on the very low, 15, 18,000 a week. This person probably has photographers on hand and probably has multiple, probably 10, 20. This person probably pays salaries. Whoever owns this or whatever company, I don't know who it is. I don't know any information about these guys. But they probably pay photographers hundreds, if, not thousands of dollars every week in salaries. No, definitely thousands, to be able to garner this large content portfolio. They're uploading videos, they're uploading images. There's scale to this. The game of business, since day one, has been an engineering game. Has been, how can we minimize the input yet maximize output? How can we do that? Since day one, that's been the game. And the people who are very good at that game know how to win, right? Look at Jeff Bezos, the Amazon guy. How many e-commerce companies have there been in this world? How many? There's been tens of thousands, millions even. But yet, there's only one Amazon. Why? Because that man and that company, with the brain that he has been able to compile a system of automation and systemization. They create systems and automations to be able to drastically improve everything that they've been working on. Better than any other competitor. And that's why they get where they are. I'll give you an example. Jet.com, eBay.com, phenomenal businesses, but not as good as Amazon. They just, they don't have the systems. They don't have just everything built in that business. I mean, for Christ's sake, Amazon has robots that help out the workers. There's like 4 jobs or 4 positions at Amazon warehouse jobs. There's like the packer, the person who takes the boxes and puts them in the bus. You got the return processing, and you got like the person that throws the item in the box and tapes it up. Literally, they have robots that cut the tape for you. All you have to do is put it on the box, tape it up, put it in the box, make sure it's not broken or anything, put it in there and just process all day. Process. These are robots doing the job. They're systemizing things. So when I tell people, like, for example, use the stock bubbler tool, help speed things up, create images, create tags, etc., that's a systemization. That's a robot working for you. That's speeding things up. If I had to sit here and my virtual assistants were going to do everything manually, forget about it. I'd make maybe a 1/10 of what I would normally make. So, like, let's say in a 2-month period, I have close to $5,000 payout on one account, my largest account, right? I have virtual assistants. If I didn't give them any of the software tools that they don't have or that they have, what would I make at the end of 2 months? $50? $100? I bet that's what the viewers are making, right? If they're working solo on the job, they're doing everything manual, trying to save every penny, right? They're probably working 1/50th, 1/100th of what my team is doing. Not that it's a comparison, but the reality is if you want to get to a certain level, you got to do more. So if I want to get to, let's say I want to make $45,000 a month, right, off Adobe stock. What is it? What do I have to do? What does that look like? Well, for me, I'd probably have to hire at least 20 more virtual assistants, right? I'd have to be working for at least a year and not even look at how much we're earning on this business, right? I'd have to create courses, guides, and training for my virtual assistants, and I have to make sure that they abide by them 100% of the time, or else they would lose their job. I have to hire a manager to communicate with all these virtual assistants, or even multiple managers, and segment them into groups. I have to upgrade software development for them to streamline the process and upload a little bit more. I have to create an AI built-in system for them to tag faster and create images faster and push images out faster. I have to have more virtual assistants to do reviews and make sure everything works well, because when you're hiring more people and you're doing more work, a lot of things can go wrong a lot faster. Could create some images that shouldn't be on the platform. All these things need to be in place to then build the business. Until then, it's a hustle. And it's fine if it's a hustle. And I know this is a late night rant, but this is kind of the name of the game. If you want serious results, you have to take it seriously. But once again, how could I not take it seriously when I see literal people in front of me making 100, 50, 80 grand a month on a simple business of just literally uploading images? How could I not? How could I not build a portfolio with tens of thousands of images, millions of images even? How could I not? Across multiple accounts. How could I not? You know, I get messages all the time, people saying, "How do you stay motivated?" How could I not be motivated? There's so many points of reference out there of people who are massively successful. How could you not be motivated? You know? So I don't know. That's just maybe my thoughts, but this video is not for me to attack anyone or degrade anyone. This is just simply for motivation. The people who want to do it, they'll take inspiration from it and keep moving on. The people who don't, they'll find something to criticize, something to be mad about, something to be angry about. That's just the nature of life. The winners will win and the losers will lose, and the workers will work and the lazy will stay lazy. I mean, there's nothing else to it. That's all I got to say. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye. All right.